Hi guys. Today the topic is how to write a scientific research paper or how to impress your ideas in scientifically you can say. Scientific research is not a solitary endeavor. Rather, science is a communal effort. Scientists use findings and ideas of other scientists as the basis for their own studies and in turn report their findings back to the scientific community. Thus, communication our finding is part of the scientific process. In fact, only by writing papers, presenting seminars, or reporting findings in some other way does one become a full participant in the scientific or research community. In other words, a good scientist is also a good communicator. A scientific research paper normally follow a standard outlined in the format bold below. A common problem in many scientific papers is that the author does not organize material into the appropriate sections. Thus, pay close attention to the functions of the various sections described herein. There are 10 different titles, different topics to write a scientific paper. Number one, title. Number two, abstract. Number three, introduction to the project. Number four, methodology. Number five, result. Number six, discussion. Number seven, conclusions. Number eight, acknowledgement. Number nine, literature cited. So I will tell you in one by one individually. The title of your paper is very important. It should be a clear and concise description of the content of the paper. When creating a title, express the subject but do not try to impress the reader with technical jargon. Sometimes a clever, informed face can attract readers, but witness is not the goal. Remember, your goal is not to communicate information. A simple, direct title is usually best. Number second, abstract. The abstract summarizes the essentials of the paper. It briefly describes the purpose, any unusual methodology, and key results of the project. Abstracts are often limited to a few hundred words, so they need to be concise. The abstract is best written after the paper is completed. For more information on writing the abstract, you can read the UFI outlines. Number third, introduction. Good scientific papers explain how the scientific study being described is related to other research and ideas on the same topic. Good papers not only report on the specific details of a particular project but also help illuminate larger issues of interest to readers of the discipline. The introduction is where the author helps the reader see the larger context for the specific study. This is accomplished by briefly reviewing some of the relevant literature and explaining how the current project is related to the existing body of work. Interpretation made earlier and how not to be incorrect are disqualified here as well. This is also the time to describe the goals and objectives of the study, for example, to test certain hypotheses or answer a set of questions. Number fourth, methodology. The methodology section, sometimes called materials and methods, is where the author describes how the study was conducted. The description should be complete enough so that the reader can evaluate the appropriateness of the method to answer the questions or test the hypothesis as presented in the introduction. If you employed some methods that others have used, you should cite the uh, publications in which those methods are described. In many cases, it is appropriate for geologists to include a subsection or even a separate section in which you describe your study cited. Headings often used include geologic setting or location or stratigraphic, dispositional or structural setting. If some statistical analyses were performed on the data, they should be described completely and accurately in the methodology section. Another worker should be able to easily repeat your methods. Results. Number 6. In the results section, one should report but not discuss the primary results. In other words, just the facts please. The verbal report of results is supplemented with tables of data and or figures, graphs, diagrams, photographs, etc. Remember, it is not the reader's job to figure out what the various tables and figures are trying to illustrate. An author needs to summarize the key findings verbally first and then refer to the reader to relevant tables and figures for more and more detailed or graphic representation of the results. Figures and tables should each be numbered consequently so that the reader may be referred to them when intended. For example, the result should a strong correlation between rate of uplift and a rate of erosion. All tables should have a descriptive title and the caption for each figure should be provided. The caption should include the subjects or title of the figure and all other information that will help the reader understand or interpret what is being illustrated. Notice that much of this discussion of results is focused on figures and tables. This is no accident. In geological writing, it is as important, more important, to carefully plan illustrations and tables as it is the text. Poor illustrations can negate very sound research by failing to clearly illustrate one's discoveries. In fact, poor graphing skills can fail to demonstrate scientific relationships that are present in one's data. Researchers are responsible for learning how best to graph relationships and how to work with graphs to best illustrate their scientific results. See the related handout or preparing scientific patterns on geological conferences. Number 7. Discussion. The discussion is the section of the paper in which the author describes that the results means where the original hypothesis supported or questions answered. How are unexpected results explained? Do findings support or contradict findings from similar studies? There are some of the sorts of questions you might address. If some of the discussion is confined to the specific result of your study, the section may be better titled interpretations or analysis of results. However, it is usually appropriate to comment on the larger significance and ramifications of your findings as part of a discussion of the implications of the work. This section should include thorough citations of the works of others that are involved in your discussion. Conclusions. It is often important to extract the main conclusion from the text and summarize them as the take-home idea of the paper. This is frequently done with the numbered list of the points made. Number 9. Acknowledgement. Most scientific articles include a brief but important sections in which the author thank various people, granting agencies and institutions who have contributed in some way to the work. These contributions could be in helping to form the original hypothesis, collecting data, aiding data analysis, providing financial resources, or collecting permissions or reviewing an earlier draft. literature cited. This section is sometimes called referenced cited. Here, one provides full citations for all works mentioned in the body of the paper and only those works mentioned in the paper. Every research paper follows on one or another bibliographic style. Check with professors or journal editors to learn the style or apply a digital style editor and use it consistently for all citations. A few final thoughts. Contrary to what most students have been taught, there is no hard and fast rule about the use of active vs passive voices in scientific articles. Likewise, there is no standard format for citing other sources or for citation style in the literature cited section. This means you need to consult with the editor or professor ahead of time to find out the scientific instructions for the paper you are writing. Above all, strive to be direct and clear. Ultimately, you are trying to persuade the readers about the significance of your findings. Only in very rare circumstances do results speak for themselves. In most cases, they need an ardent and articulate educate you. So, thank you so much for your listening, and next we will come to any other topic. Take care and bye bye.